Hey, welcome back to Kitchen All Over. This is feeling too restrictive. Let's try something different. Welcome back to Kitchen All Over the World, the show where I cook things that I've never tasted before. This feels so much better. On today's episode, I'm going to try to make Jocón from Guatemala. Join me. So Jocón is basically chicken in tomatillo sauce. So let's get started with the sauce portion of this, which is also the chicken portion of this. So we're gonna put 2.5 liters of water into a large pot, and then we're gonna go ahead and prep our tomatillos. These are tomatillos. Contrary to the name, they are not related to tomatoes, but they're actually, as you can see with this husk, more closely related to gooseberries. So let's go ahead and remove the husk off of these guys, and then we're gonna quarter the big guys and half the small guys. If you look at the inside here, you can definitely see that it's not tomato-like at all, aside from being a seed-bearing pod. Let's dump those into the water, and then we're gonna throw in a kilo of chicken breasts. Now you wanna use breast meat here because it'll be easier to shred towards the end. So don't use thighs or anything like that. Won't work out as well. Go ahead and add about 2 teaspoons of salt. In this case, I'm using my licorice salt because I think it might add a little bit of a depth of flavor, but who the hell knows. And we're gonna bring it to a boil and then let it simmer for about a half an hour. While that's going, let's go ahead and toast up some pumpkin seeds and sunflower seeds. Once they're looking golden brown and starting to release their aroma, you're gonna haphazardly dump these into the bowl of a food processor, realizing that a smaller pan would have been a little bit easier to use. Or maybe you use a funnel, or just scoop them in with your spatula. Give those a good pulse until it's powder-like, and then we're gonna immediately seal these up in a container. Since they're toasted, we kind of release the oils and aromas, so we wanna lock those in a container rather than letting them just evaporate into the air. Once that half hour is up, let's remove the chicken and tomatillos from the pot and soon realize that a large spider is just not really useful for anything. Luckily, I have 2 spiders. Let's separate out the chicken into a separate bowl. And now into the bowl with the tomatillos, let's add a full bunch of cilantro. Now you can do this in a food processor, but mine is not large enough for this task. Let's go ahead and blend the tomatillos and cilantro together to create a sauce. It may take a while with your stick blender, but that's all right. Now let's go ahead and shred up that chicken. It should come apart pretty easily since it's been boiling for so long. Now to a clean pot, let's add 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I don't know why I measured this. A few glugs is fine. Once the oil is heated up, we're gonna add in our usual suspects. We've got a sliced up onion, few cloves of garlic to taste. Come on, it's garlic. Then we're gonna throw in a couple of green peppers. I'm using poblano in this case because I prefer them, but you can use bell peppers if you want. As well as 3 jalapenos or to taste. I probably should have added more because I like spice. I just went by the recipe in this case. I found the easiest way to de-rib these is to slice them in half and then slice diagonally so you get the most meat off of the rib at the same time, and you just have this little piece that you can cut off. Saute those until they're a little bit soft, and then we're gonna add in our tomatillo sauce, as well as our toasted ground seeds, as well as a few cups of the reserved broth from boiling the chicken and tomatillos, just enough to make this a little bit wet. Followed by our shredded chicken. And then finally, we're gonna go ahead and season to taste with salt and pepper. The biggest flavor jumping out at me right now, jalapeno, but not the spiciness of a jalapeno. It's the actual pepper flavor, as well as the tomatillo and cilantro, I guess. It's a tomatillo sauce. It's basically like salsa verde, but a warm salsa verde. The chicken is just like a shredded chicken. It's honestly, it's like really making me think of tacos or like enchiladas. When you get enchiladas with shredded chicken inside and they have the green sauce on top. This is spot on. It's that cilantro, that tomatillo, and that jalapeno that really bring it all together. But it's good on its own. This is actually a fair bit healthier than enchiladas too, because you don't have the cheese or the tortillas involved. I don't know what else to say. It's straight up Central American, a flavor that I've definitely tasted before, which is not a bad thing at all. I'm pleasantly surprised that this turned out to be flavor that I already really liked, whether or not I've had this exact dish before.